Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. This is Steve Akeley during Danny Kinnaird Memorial Week, and we've got a really fun one here. This one's fun because this is Danny having probably some of the most fun that he had on the ABV Network airwaves. He loved, for some reason, he loved aggravating Miss Beka Sue, and she would yell at him, and he just loved that even more. So he gets on this topic about cobbler in the middle of the show, and he's talking about Southern versus Northern cobbler. And of course, Miss Beka Sue from North Dakota, she would be a Northerner, and she doesn't quite fit into what Danny's Northern versus Southern cobbler is. And we had a whole thing going on. There's conversations that you hear in the show. There's texting going on that you have no idea that's going on during the show. Lenny is like saying he's somewhat right, and then later on is like, he's trying to explain it, and the reasons why he's saying Danny's somewhat right has nothing to do with what Danny's saying. It's a funny thing, and it's something that Danny, I know, enjoyed. He loved giving Miss Beka Sue trouble, and he would continue to ask about cobbler anytime he got the chance to talk to her after that. He'd always be like, I wonder if she's going to make me the cobbler. Just make me the cobbler. I want to, try your cobbler. And it would just instantly set her, if she's at a 0 in terms of aggravation level, and Danny starts talking about that, she immediately goes to 10. So it's that type of show. Fun stuff. Enjoy.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we mail it in for Jim Beam's birthday. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host Steve Akeley, along with our special guests Lenny Eckstein, Lori Mangum, and Danny Kinnaird.
Hey gang, what's up?
What's up, everybody?
Hello. So we're going to be talking about Jim Beam and his birthday today. I mean, it's a kind of a mailing it in show almost. So we'll see if we stay on track and do that or not. Jim doesn't care, so that's the great thing. It's not like he's going to be listening and be like, this was a shitty show for a tribute. So we'll do our best to tribute Jim, and I think we all have at least a degree of respect for what they've done there. That's an amazing place for sure. But we'll get to that in a little bit. For right now, Danny said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Danny?
I've got a question for everybody. Okay. My grandmother played a really big part in my life. So I'm just asking, what was the most favorite part of you going over there to your grandmother, which not making this too clear, sorry, but my grandmother always made sure that she made my 2 favorite dishes every time I visited her. One of my favorite dishes was goulash, which is maybe a Southern thing. And then
sounds like an Eastern Bloc thing. But go ahead.
My favorite dessert was peach cobbler, and there is a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a northern cobbler and a southern cobbler. So
okay.
So what was your favorite food that your grandmother? So my question would be, what was your favorite food that your grandmother always made sure you had, and you were happy to go over to grandma's house and go, "Hey, I'm getting this."
Yeah, I mean, My grandma made a lot of great, like most grandmas, I think. The food that they made, totally different than even the generation of our moms. That was good stuff. And I don't know, the one that I always find myself just pining for, which may be a weird one. My grandma would make homemade bread. So you go over there and you're eating sandwiches with the bread that she made. Not only is it the sandwich, but then she made the bread. And I loved all of her cooking and all of the candies and sweets and the Christmas cookies and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
man, I think about that bread a lot. I think about it a lot. And she tried to teach my sister and my mom. My mom, it never took with my mom. I mean, my mom grew up with that, and she didn't do it. And then my sister was like, "I'll learn this," and she tried, but it didn't really take. So it's just gone now. I'll never, be able to have that bread again. But man, it definitely stuck with me. My grandma's bread that she'd make, which was unbelievable. Yeah.
Fortunately, I got a hold of my grandmother's recipe for the goulash and the peach cobbler, and dude, those are phenomenal, and I have run and executed them. So
yeah, thank God you don't share those on the show. You share your popcorn recipe on here. All we get is the Nutella popcorn recipe. So yeah, but McNew was all excited about it. Oh my God, that sounds good. I like that.
Well, apparently, Dave and Adina turned and made a cocktail out of it today. So
that looked delicious.
Cocktail looked fantastic.
Dude, that really good. I want to try that. Good.
Yeah, that looked really good. It's like layered, so it was cool looking. Well, I know you've talked a lot about your grandma on that, but in terms of favorite food, did you have a favorite food made by your grandma?
Yeah, my mom's mom is the one that lived on the farm where I grew up. Like, they say over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house. Ours was like around the lake and through the trees to grandmother's house we go. And she was not a huge cook, but she had a bunch of cherry trees around her house. And a couple times a year, she would get enough cherries to make a cherry cobbler. And they were tart, but that's like her signature dessert. And when she wasn't home, she always left the back screen door unlocked. And she had an extra fridge and pantry in her screened-in porch. And she always left us orange soda and these little ranch crackers. They're like the oyster crackers that you put in chili and stuff.
Yeah.
But with ranch seasoning and dill and a couple of other things that she baked in the oven. And she always put, there was a Tupperware container. She'd sit it on the back porch, and then the fridge was always stocked. And so we would ride our bikes over the farm, and we could always have a snack even if she wasn't there. But Graham's cherry cobbler was quite the thing.
Okay. Well, my question to you is, the differentiate from a northern cobbler to a southern cobbler. Northern cobblers have just a top crust. Southern cobblers is more like a pie. Crumbs. It's got a top and bottom.
Oh, top and bottom.
Yeah,
Are you saying that people in North don't put a bottom crust on their cobbler?
Yes.
But what's at the bottom? Just the
What
fruit?
is at the bottom?
The bottom is there is a southern cobbler is more like a pie because there's a bottom crust. Shell. There's fruit.
Becca's from the north. Becca's from the north.
I'm just
Becca, when you have cobbler, is there no bottom to your cobbler, Becca?
We always have a bottom. I'm not sure.
No, you don't.
I don't know.
You're making it wrong.
Where would you not have? I could understand if you were going to say there's no top. I could understand that, and I'd be like, okay, like there's maybe no top, but like I've never had a cobbler that didn't have a base.
See, we call the bottomless cobbler a dump cake. Everything just gets dumped on top, so there's no bottom.
Oh, see,
we don't do that up north though.
I've always been told that's a northern cobbler.
That would definitely be the propaganda that the Southerners would put out.
Lenny answer, because Lenny doesn't live in the north or the south. He lives out west.
Well, Lenny grew up in the north. He grew up in Pennsylvania, so clearly that's
Lenny,
the north.
Did you have a fucking bottom of your cobbler?
Your cobbler, did it have a bottom?
Was there a bottom?
I didn't get cobbler because my family sucked at cooking. My grandmother, not a single standout food. Like, if I got hot, that was pretty par for the course.
A hot dog, okay.
And it wasn't as if I was comparing her lack of cooking skills to like my mom's standout cooking skills. My mom had none either. So I had a pretty shitty upbringing from family cooking.
I had a shitty upbringing.
No cobbler, apparently.
Yeah, as far as that went.
Can't even
I
ask
mean,
Lenny.
like when friends would brag about their parents cooking, I was like, huh, must be nice.
Oh,
I did have.
Wouldn't no bottom be like? Isn't that just a fucking pie or like that's a stew?
no bottoms.
It's a stew.
It's like a
Yeah,
is
I
that
think
just a
it's
peach
called like
stew, a blackberry stew?
Yeah,
like is that
blackberry
like a?
compote or some bread
I don't know.
No, it has like floating crust on top.
Yes.
But there's always a bottom.
Yes. There's
Dish.
Not in North Dakota.
There's always a bottom in North Dakota.
There's a bottom everywhere.
There's a joke there.
There's a bottom everywhere. Miss
joke
Beka Sue, did you ever have a favorite item that your grandma made though? Or any of your
The one
grandmas?
grandma thinks that it's her rice pudding that I've literally never ate.
Okay.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds delicious. I like rice pudding.
I
Yes.
don't.
I'm a rice
So
pudding
I've
fan.
never, like, no. The other
and
grandma.
tapioca.
Sure, I like tapioca too. I
Halfway
don't know which
with
one I like better. Whatever one I'm eating, that's the one I like better.
Right.
My German grandmother would make German food.
German food.
Ooh.
Like strudels?
No, say we would
Becca,
have
eat your
schnitzel.
strudel!
We'd have our
Becca, eat your
schnitzel.
strudel! Your schnitzel and strudels!
The sauerkraut and schnitzels. But I never ate the sauerkraut, but I'd have schnitzels all the time. I'd
Oh,
have schnitzels.
schnitzels.
Schnitzels pounded out. You can do it with
Schnitzels
chicken.
is
We do it
fucking
with
awesome.
we do it with pork.
Dude.
Pounded out pork that's breaded and fried.
Oh
Some
my
really
God.
good sauce.
That is phenomenal.
And that was always my favorite.
But did
really,
you get it in? Did she make it with the gravy?
no, we put lemon on it.
Well, really?
Yeah,
Can you tell us about your
it's the
schnitzel,
German way, Danny. I know,
squeeze
not
it.
every way's the Southern way. We don't fucking put gravy on
squeeze
everything.
Well, it wasn't a gravy as
Yeah, it
in
was.
like
The lemon was just
or brown
juice.
gravy or anything.
The lemon
else.
was just juice.
Gravy from the deer.
There is a type.
Why is there lemon on the
Oh
schnitzel?
my
I don't
God.
It
understand.
tastes good. It's
Great.
delicious, Steve. It's
That's
so
just
good.
how they do
the
it.
little bit of the acidity with the
I've
fried
gone to German
with the
restaurants
fried
and I get the
pork.
schnitzel, but I never had the lemon on there. Maybe I
I'll
gotta
tell you
try
what,
it though.
The lemon.
I'm not
with,
against
with
it.
The
I'm
fried,
not against it, Becca. I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
though.
with the fried pork. That was how she had it in Germany. I guess to say that's what that's how she'd make. She's from Germany, and that's how we'd have it. Was pounded out pork, breaded, fried in a pan with oil, and then you just drizzle a little. You just squeeze a lemon on top.
Okay. Well,
oh my God, it was the best thing.
Yes,
My
had
mom
it
still makes it.
I've had it that way myself, Becca.
Yeah, with gravy
But,
on top.
The thing was, no, I didn't have gravy on top. It's hard to describe. I call it a gravy, but it's not a gravy. It's
Oh, God.
kind of like a dipping sauce.
I don't know. I know what kind of sauce this
So a
is.
condiment.
So, basically, but it reminds me a lot of a
Called
gravy.
mustard.
that
It's called
you're-
mustard. It's French's, actually.
No.
It's what his
Was
secret
it a-
dipping sauce is. It's called
Was it
French's
a curry
mustard.
ketchup?
I'm not
Mom
sure.
says ketchup's too hot.
Was
Ketchup's
it
too hot.
mayonnaise?
No.
No, I like spicy stuff.
My mom
Ketchup's
doesn't.
not hot.
Ketchup's too hot for my mom. It's too spicy. I'm like, Mom,
Ketchup?
ketchup has nothing but sugar in it. There's no spice in there at all.
Spice in
Vinegar and
ketchup?
tomatoes.
It's Heinz has a lot of sugar. It's vinegar, tomatoes, and a lot of sugar. Yeah. High fructose corn syrup.
I'm still a little bit fired up about this bottomless pie.
There's no such thing. How does it keep together? I would assume you put it in there.
You ladle it
You
out?
scoop it. Yeah,
You
you
scoop
You
it.
ladle it out? You put it in a
Yeah,
frying
you-
pan?
I mean, it's not like extreme as a ladle, but you just scoop it.
No,
Scoop it.
no.
Lori, where are you from, Lori?
I'm from Louisville, but my dad's from Chicago.
Completely someplace south based on the accent. You know this. I mean, Lori's not talking about the northern foods here.
I mean, my family's from New York, so that's north. And then I lived in North Dakota, and I've never had a...
That's also north.
Yeah, so I've been two north places, and I have never... I mean, I don't...
Danny made that up.
I don't have cobbler often, but I've never been like, hey, there's... Why do I got no bottom?
Right.
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 I had a huckleberry cobbler.
Because they ate it up.
Huckleberry cobbler is awesome. I love huckleberries.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
totally had
hell
bottom.
yes.
It didn't have a bottom, you're saying?
Yeah, this was in...
well, it had to be north. Huckleberries are from north. They're from mountains, yeah. Yep. So you're talking about
huckleberries and
very few places.
Blackberries. Blackberry cobbler's my favorite. Oh, my God.
You can have a blackberry farm. You cannot have a huckleberry farm. They're grown in the mountains.
I'm texting my mom right now.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Those are my two favorite things.
Google dump cake.
I love huckleberries, yeah. Blueberries are good, especially from Maine, where Lenny's got a place. Yeah,
blueberries are good.
Blueberries are good. All right, texting her mom. So what we'll do next? We'll drink, and then we may go to break, and we'll get an answer from Becca's mom pretty soon here. I'll start this off because I'm not really playing. I've got since it's Jim Beam show, I got Jim Beam. I got their rye in their old bottle, so this is about halfway gone, and again, it's a screw top, so no, not really playing. All right. Next up is going to be Danny. Danny, what do you got?
Trying to find the bottle. Just a minute.
Take your time. It's only expensive airtime you're wasting. Yeah, Danny. People pay for this airtime you're just screwing around with. Yeah, it's fine.
What do I want? I'm trying to find something.
Okay, Lori, you're next. What do you got? We'll let Danny look.
I did a little Tennessee whiskey tour and went down to Cascade Hollow, and I've got a Dickel 9-year.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh, Lori,
that was broken.
Lori goes for Florida.
My best for last. I'm excited. I don't have to
lost it.
Okay. So Lori and I have gone. Lori is the lead there with a broken cork. So yeah. All right, Lenny, you're next. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I never win anyway. So this is the first time ever I'm going to go with the screw top. And it's not even a screw top bottle. It's a flask. And the reason why, I was going to go with some Old Forester, but I feel like that's not the right move on a Jim Beam show. So on my moto trip, I scored a bottle of Booker's. God, where was I? I think in Idaho.
The Lumberyard, the new one? I don't have the
Idaho. You don't.
I don't even know. I didn't get far enough in. I just opened it and started drinking it with everyone.
Okay.
And so I finally got the top open on this flask.
Yeah, I love Booker's. I love Booker's, but it's getting so popular you can't even find it now. It's kind of getting a little frustrating. So I might be off the
Can you talk about how great that flask is, though?
Yeah, the flask is cool. It's got a sticker on there. So
yes, it does have a great sticker. It also what is this? I forgot what company makes this, but the rep
swing top though it's got there. Yeah. All right. Danny, what do you got? Stanley, the tool company. Okay.
Just give me a second.
Well, we just gave you a second.
I know.
All right.
Qualified.
I'm going to get it.
You were sitting there. He was looking before, and then he came back, and now he's looking again.
Sprinted to get mine.
Yeah, okay. Beka, we'll let you go next. Lori's got the lead, but really for no reason. There's
no reason.
There's a guy who doesn't appear on the shows anymore.
Goes behind me.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that doesn't appear on any shows. Yes.
Yeah. He quit the. I called him to be on the Bourbon Daily, and he's like, "I don't do that show anymore." I'm like,
I don't do that show.
Okay.
I
remember there was a time when I couldn't keep him off of it.
Yeah, before he
got big. Yeah, now he's too big.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Right, my turn?
Yes.
Okay, I've got some Barker's Mill here from our friends over at MB Roland.
Oh, cool.
This is it's their bottled in bond.
All right. Okay, that's really good. It's clearly the lead right now. Only Danny can beat it. He's the last one left. Yes. Danny, what do you got?
I have, let me put my screen back on here.
Okay.
My mouse.
Take some more. Take your time. It's no big deal. Take your time. Audience doesn't care. They got nothing better to do. Sit around.
Anyway, I have.
No, the screen did not go on. By the way, it's still off.
My mouse is frozen. Whatever. I can't get it to do whatever.
He's been overheard saying that before. My mouse is frozen. Nothing I can do.
Anyway, I'm doing the Booker's 2016-03.
Okay.
So it's the.
Yes. Go ahead, Danny. Can't pronounce it?
No, it's too small.
It's too small. That's also something he says. So sometimes his mouse is frozen, and sometimes he says it's too small.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, here we go.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Danny.
I did.
That's also been heard in the bedroom.
Oh no!
I already did. What?
I'm done.
Are we drunk?
Go ahead.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that there's an old running joke of saying, okay, let's play Firehouse. The wife sits there and says, okay. The man says, okay, I'm going to holler ding ding when there's a fire. That means I go fast. She goes, okay. Well, then he goes ding ding. Okay, he goes fast. Then he goes ding ding. He goes faster. And then all of a sudden his wife's like ding 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 ding. He's like, what the hell is that? She goes, more hose.
Somehow Danny just won.
That's the worst joke I've ever.
I feel like I knew that there was going to be a hose reference. I still wasn't ready for it.
He's now doing his act, so he's heading out on the road.
Was that also
Freddie
Mills?
Mills.
Did that happen?
Comedy of Freddie Mills.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh, Freddie Mills is starting to come out. Trust me.
Oh, we know.
Oh, we know. Yeah. All right. So Beka won that. So cheers, gang.
Oh, cheers,
Yeah,
Beka.
Cheers. If I can get my fucking computer to work.
My mom said, "Don't Southerners know how to make a good crust?"
See, there you go.
And she also said, "Tell them that Northerners take into consideration who they're cooking for and make them accordingly. It's called Northern hospitality."
Is there a thing called Northern Hospitality? I think so.
Yeah, it's what we actually are. Southerners have to preach about it because there isn't any, but Northerners just do it.
Because there isn't any. All right.
Well, Beka,
with that.
Beka, I would appreciate next time I come see you if you're volunteering to make me a Northern hospitality cobbler. I would be more than happy
have a fucking
to
crust.
I would be more than happy
Seven
to
girls
eat
with
it, Beka.
hospitality the hell out of you.
I'm just kidding. I live in the South now. I have to be nice and say nice things.
No, I'm just saying if you're trying and going to do this, let's do
right.
this.
If you're going to do it, do it right.
Danny, I never said I was trying to be hospitable.
No.
Well,
At no point.
You're lucky if you get a Bloody Mary.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Be glad you get
why
that.
not get a salad with it? That's the cool thing. She is awesome on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about Jim Beam and his birthday. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely family distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Kathy Cool, and I can't wait to pet your goat. And you're listening to the ABV Network.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're celebrating Jim Beam's birthday.
Yes, we are. So Jim Beam was born on this date sometime a long time ago.
A long time ago?
You want to
Please, give us more information about this birthday.
That's all I know, actually. That's all I know. I didn't bother looking up the actual date or anything. I just know the birthday.
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. You can Siri that, and she'll tell you, or Google it. And yeah. If you're that into it, it's the technology's out there. I just wasn't curious enough. I found that I'm not curious enough about things to ask those sort of questions in my mind. I just throw things out there, and I just go take it for what it is.
I guess that's fair.
Maybe my battery's dead. Yeah, Danny's battery's dead. His computer's off now. He's like, oh, these fucking idiots. I hate these fucking idiots, and here we are. Luckily, my battery went down. I don't have the podcast with those assholes anymore.
Freddie Mills is here and alive.
The battery went dead in my fucking wireless mouse.
Isn't there a mouse on the laptop, though, that would allow you to still turn on
the touchy thing?
Yeah.
Speaking of Jim Beam, aren't they expanding their distillery by $400 million?
Yeah, I figured that was coming. I heard that. Yeah, because Heaven Hill was going to surpass them.
And it didn't cover what they're doing.
Well, I'm sure capacity is the
$400 million.
Yeah.
I told Royce that, and he just sat there for about 10 minutes, and all he said over and over again was, 400 million.
Yeah. I knew this was coming. Yes.
He goes, what does that even cover? And I said, well, it says it's only adding on 50 new jobs. And he's like, 50 new jobs? 400 million? 400 million? 400 million.
Capacity, I'm telling you.
I said, he goes, I mean, what, like, another still, and like rick houses, like, what does that even, like, 400
Lori, did you say, is that at the Boston plant? Is that where they're doing that? Okay. So that's not even for touristy things or anything like that. There's no like, we got to make things look pretty or anything. That's all production. So yeah.
Yep. All production.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Again, Heaven Hill was set to surpass them. So I know that they were going to have to make a move at some point if they want, because they want to be the biggest. That's a big deal for them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead, Lenny.
I think this is like more like it's got to be stills and and rick houses. And I said, I don't know, is it like are the rick houses going to be like more automated in some way? I don't know. I mean, 400 million is a lot of money.
It is a lot.
When you hear 100 million, that's 100 million is hard to fathom. But in distillery terms, you could think, okay, well, that's a very large building, and you get it. You're like the fermenters, the stills, the rick, all of it makes sense. 400 million.
Right.
See, Lenny's having the same tick about it. Like 400
million. When I heard it, I was
kind of
stopped to my tracks. I mean, the only I could think is like, buy an island and I don't know, like putting an amusement park or something on it. I don't know what.
What covers $400 million that only adds 50 jobs?
Totally.
No, they didn't say over how much time. So that could be the kicker. It couldn't be like not 400 million up front, but 400 million over the course of however long.
Yeah.
40 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
They really haven't said much about it. It's been very like 400 million, mic drop, walk away.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Is that...
I mean, didn't they talk about part of it would fund the new, craft distillery? And if so, I'm kind of stoked about that because as a personal kind of geek thing, like I love the idea of big heritage brands.
That's already built and up and running, though. That shouldn't be part of that 400 million. If they're investing another 400 million, that's already been invested. That's a sunk cost at this point.
Maybe they're blowing it up more.
100 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say it like Dr. Evil.
400 million.
400 million. Send it to me.
Yeah. Lenny, so say I was an investor and I came to you and I said, I'd like to do a $400 million expansion of Deer Hammer. What would I get?
The town?
The
town?
A ski resort, basically. Deer Hammer, Mount Deer Hammer.
I mean, you get I think it's like 300 million of that just to like buy a fucking like mega yacht.
Maybe.
It's like the amount that you get if you win the Mega Millions at 1.8 billion after taxes.
Exactly.
$400 million.
Don't you feel like knock it down to 399 million and pay the Bourbon Daily $1 million for ads to promote this expansion? I think would be a smart way to spend their money. Yeah,
Exactly.
Happen.
yeah, they should totally do that. They wouldn't even notice the million off the expansion. 400 million. Well, we're doing 399 instead of 400.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reason why I would actually do that, Steve, is the simple fact is it would be a business investment.
Right.
So I could write that off.
Write it off. Advertising fund. Yeah.
Right.
Write it off.
We'll call Carl Coppola and tell him that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So yes, Beam, if you're listening, consider a $399 million expansion and $1 million to promote all the cool things you're doing. So yeah, that'll be good.
Also, I want to add in that my sweet mother did message and say, I'm joking, right?
Oh my gosh.
She wanted to make sure that everyone.
She didn't want to piss off anybody from the
She didn't want
South.
anyone to be upset. She said, "I'm just making fun."
Oh.
So, but still, cobblers have.
But Becca,
I'll make a nice cobbler with a bottom.
I'm still expecting a cobbler next time. I'll give you advance notice, but I'm still
Danny,
expecting
all you've done all night is
compliment.
piss me off. You're not getting a goddamn cobbler.
Yeah.
Come on.
I thought the only difference in cobbler either has a top or no top. Or crumbs. Sometimes it's just like those crumbs, which are really good. I like a crumb top.
The difference is the fact is
it always has a bottom.
It has a bottom and then it has a top. Northern has a top but no bottom.
That's Danny. You're not from the fucking north, Danny.
That's Porky Pig. That's called the Porky Pig or the Donald Duck.
It's not a cobbler anymore. A cobbler has a fucking bottom.
Yeah.
It's a dump cake.
Yeah, like Lori's saying at least correct. Like it's a dump cake. Yes, yes, fine. It's a cake at that point.
It's not a cobbler at that point.
It's not a fucking goddamn cobbler.
Well, prove me wrong and let me taste it.
This is like
prove me wrong, Becca, and let me taste it. Come on.
I feel like we just
don't
started
ask
a
me
podcast
that ever again.
We go at it all day.
Let me taste it. Danny, everything Danny has said has had a double entendre involved with it today. So I don't know.
That's a new podcast. Let me taste it.
Yeah, let me taste it.
Produced by the ABV Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, happy birthday to Jim Beam. I'm sure this is what he envisioned, the kind of things that would promote his brand years down the road. So I think we did a nice job of celebrating the man and his life today and talking about his legacy. Yeah, very respectful. So that was good. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Lori, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me and good ideas for cobblers at Spirited Curves.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. You can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado, and ski Mount Deer Hammer if I get that kind of funding.
All right, Danny.
You can find me at Danny Kinnaird on Facebook.
All right.
Message me anytime.
Message me. Oh, yeah. People are lining up to do that. The tickle of the Bourbon Daily, as he's known. All right. All right, Miss Beka Sue.
I just looked up what makes a cobbler a cobbler.
Yes.
What makes says cobblers are a fruit dessert baked with biscuit-style toppings. It's not a cobbler, or it's called a cobbler because its top crust is not smooth like a pie crust, but rather cobbled and coarse.
Okay.
Exactly. But it has a bottom crust to it also in the South.
Okay. Well, there you go.
She is going to murder you.
I don't care.
All right.
Anyways, you can
like
find me being
said,
pissed off about fucking pies, cobblers, all sort of baked goods. Down here in Sparta, Kentucky, I'll just be mad about baked goods. Don't even walk in and talk to me about it. I don't want to talk about
challenge her to try to make
Also, we'll be posting a Danny Kinnaird is banned from the distillery sign shortly once I get that shipped in.
Can you make a blackberry cobbler moonshine?
There we go.
For
yes.
Oh, you can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's. Don't talk to me about fucking cobbler.
Are you making Danny a cobbler?
No. If I ever talk about cobbler again in my life, I'm going to kill myself.
Lori, you actually have the best idea ever. I mean, there should be a blackberry cobbler moonshine.
We have a peach cobbler.
Well, I understand.
It's good.
That's
drive up there.
They have a blackberry moonshine, but they need the blackberry cobbler moonshine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
that'd be a nice skew. That'd be totally different.
On the label, you have
on
to
the
put
blackberry cobbler
crust.
moonshine, does it have a bottom crust or not on the blackberry cobbler? Can you tell the difference, Danny, between a blackberry cobbler with the bottom and without?
I don't know. If I'm drinking it, who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure you have a very sophisticated palate. So
I can't wait till people write in on this show and are pissed off because I don't know what a fucking cobbler is.
Yeah.
It's fine. Maybe I don't know what a cobbler is, but I do know what kind of cobbler I like, and it's got a fucking bottom crust. So
right, but you
nothing was solved by the definition because they didn't address the bottom crust. It didn't say it did have it, or
there was one, but it sounded like it was wrote by a Southerner, so I'm not reading that definition.
Well, they did reference a top crust, which implies that there's also a bottom.
Yeah.
But Beka, when I come visit you, you got to make me one, please.
Danny, you're not allowed in my house.
He's never begging.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. And, of course, check out ABV Barrel Shop, where you can get signed up for our email distribution, our newsletter, as well as our text, that type of thing. And, of course, come by and see us. We're in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb. If you need to know how to get there or a hotel to stay at, we have all that out on abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka, Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya. Bye.
You guys.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, Or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's Birthday Barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.